Hi YouTube family, my name is Elysia English and thanks for tuning into my channel. Today I worked on a super fun, easy project that you can do at home. During this video, I'm going to show you how you can use a few simple materials to create some beautiful string art that's super awesome. To create this project, you're going to need a piece of wood, a hammer, a pair of sharp scissors, some 1-inch finishing nails, some colored embroidery floss, a stencil, and a pencil. I offered this project as a DIY class for kids in my art studio, and today I did it with a group of kids where they all created their own names using string art, all different rainbow colors and different color combinations that they chose that would match the rooms at home. It's a super fun project, really easy to do, and it's really simple materials that you can gather that don't cost a lot of money to do with a large group. Today I'm going to work on two separate names, Hudson and Peter. These are going to be gifts that I'm going to give later on this week. The people that we're giving this to really love the Hudson Bay Company, and the colors are yellow, green, red, and blue. So I'm going to go with their color scheme and create them some beautiful name art. The size I chose for my project is 6 inches by 20 inches, and then at the end I'm going to add a nice frame to it. The first step is to cut the wood to the desired size that you're going to use for your project. Now that my board is cut, I'm going to use some 180 grit sandpaper, and I'm going to sand my board smooth. Today when I completed the string art with the kid class, I actually left my wood raw and then the bright colors really pop, but right now I'm going to use white and create the Hudson Bay colors on this board, and then I'm going to put a nice stain frame on it. Now that my background's dry, I'm going to use a soft 220 grit sandpaper and just make sure that my surface is really smooth before applying my stencil. The next step is to create the outline you're going to use for your nails for your string art. So I'm using my clear contact paper printed on my Silhouette Cameo to make my outline. If you don't have this, you can use pre-made stencils or even just draw some bubble letters that you're going to follow along using a pencil. I'm going to take out all the lettering to create my stencil, and then I'm going to transfer it onto my board. And you can see my stencil says Hudson. Now I'm going to use my 1-inch finishing nails, and I'm going to outline all the way around with the stencil that I created. So I've created my H here, and you might notice while I was doing it that I did all of my 4 corner points of all of my letters first, and then I filled it in. It just helps me kind of know where I'm going to line up all of my spacing of my nails. Once you have all of your nails in place where you want them, you can then remove your stencil. A tip for finding very inexpensive embroidery floss is to check yard sales and rummage sales. You can also check your local thrift stores for bags of unused embroidery thread. I decided that for this design, I'm going to create all the insides of my letters blue, and then I'm going to outline them in red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little loop knot, just like if you were starting to tie your shoe. And I'm going to choose one of my outer posts, and I'm going to pull it tight. You're going to cut off any of these loose remains at the end, and I'm going to double knot my first string. So all I've done is double knotted it on this corner post. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to follow the outline of the letter that I created with my template, applying a little bit of tension to my thread without pulling it too tight that it snaps or bends my nails. And you can wrap it any which way because you're not going to see if you've looped it around to hold it in place. Once you've reached the outline all the way, now you're going to zigzag and wrap your thread around all of the posts, making whichever pattern you want all the way around. And there's really no wrong way to do this. You're just filling in your space with all of your color thread. Now that I have my H inside full, I'm going to actually tie off my blue string and move on to my red outline. So I'm going to cut this just a couple of inches longer so they have a little more to manipulate. I'm going to make a loop knot, just like we did to start, and then I'm going to choose a post and pull it tight. And if you can squeeze it through, you can do a second loop and then cut it off. So to do my red outline, I'm going to start my color the same as I did the first time, doing a loop knot, tying it tight. I'm going to double knot it. I'm just going to cut off my extra. And then I'm going to follow the outline with the red. Now I'm going to go through all of my letters and do the same process, completing my name. So while I'm outlining this D, I've done the outside, but I still have the inner bubble. So if I was to do this to get myself to the inner bubble, I'm going to have this red line here, which I don't want. So I'm going to tie it off on this side and then tie a new string to outline the inside of that letter. Now that I've completed the string art portion, I'm going to actually add a really nice stain frame to this piece to finish it off. To follow a tutorial on how I frame my wood signs, you can see my how to frame wood signs video located on my channel. To stain my frame, I'm going to use my favorite color stain, which is by Minwax, and it's actually called Provincial. I love the stain. I use it for all different things around the house, and it's really popular with lots of my clients. So I'm going to stain my frame now. Really excited about how my string art turned out. This whole project cost me approximately $2 to make. I hope this video inspired you to create some of your own string art projects. You can support my channel by hitting that like button and subscribing for future videos. Ready? Want to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
Ready? Okay. Thank you so much for all the support so far on my channel. This week we reached 7,500 subscribers and we're climbing every day. Just wanted to say thank you and we'll see you on the next video.
I would.